What's up, guys? Today I pulled with Sullivan, who reached out to me on Instagram and asked me to teach him some technique, show him how to arm wrestle. So, you know, of course, like, it makes me feel good for someone to say, like, I think you're good enough that, like, I want to learn how to arm wrestle. So I'm like, yeah, of course. And I thought it'd be fun. So we met up, and then as soon as I gripped up with him, that part's already, like, we've already gone past that part. But as soon as I gripped up with him, I was like, oh shit. So right away, completely beat my rise. Couldn't go up top with him at all. And overall, like, super strong riser, outside of the straps, and big strong hand. And like, just, I mean, but at the same time, just because he beat my left outside of straps doesn't mean he's, like, incredibly strong, because I'm not that strong either. But he's a lighter weight, and he claims to be new, so I was a little bit surprised. And I think if he had a little bit better adjustments, he would be able to handle me outside of straps in general, maybe. But he kind of, or like, if I committed supinated into a hook, no. But the way I was holding, just by, like, not going outside but kind of just cupping, like, holding onto the back of his hand, definitely not ideal technique, but that was thankfully enough. And in the straps, same thing. Outside felt very strong, just sort of got by trying to grab onto him, cup, and then just kind of hold there, but definitely wasn't able to get, like, the technical advantage that I don't know, would normally like to have. Just felt a bit stronger. And then on right, yeah, I really didn't want to pull right, but he kept saying that his right was much better, and after feeling his left, I was like, okay, I gotta feel it. And I knew that my right was feeling pretty good, so I didn't want him to think I was a bitch and just, like, and, like, just didn't want to pull him because I was, like, scared or something. So pulled just a bit, like, maybe like a minute, pretty much. On left, we pulled a lot more than it's on the video, because it's just his buddy filmed a few of our pulls for me, and then he sent it over. So that's also why it's, like, vertical and probably looks way different than every other video. But so yeah, so right, again, in the setup, he rose up just before the go, and I felt like shit. I was like, okay, my wrist is gonna, like, go back right away. So I had to kind of, like, let up and then make sure my riser was fully engaged before setting the go, which, like, is technically, I feel like, I should be able to give away more with the beginners, but, like, I wasn't trying to strain anything too much, like I said. So made sure I had everything, and from that position I felt comfortable. But when he engaged his riser, it was outside game was very solid. And yeah, besides that, like, he obviously knows how to pull, and maybe in the video it doesn't seem as much because we're kind of pulling casually, and I think there's a small strength gap, so it doesn't seem like, because, like, he's not able to get a lot of position. But in terms of the feelings, it feels just like a regular arm wrestler, no, like, newbie stuff really. And and was really interesting to me about meeting him and his buddy, and as well, I met some of his other friends today as well. Today I'm recording this on Sunday, so they've been pulling for a while, just between themselves. I don't think they've pulled on a table, but like, you don't really need a table to get pretty good at the basics of arm wrestling. And I could tell, and it was pretty awesome that they had enough passion for the sport, to the point where, because when you get into the table practice, it's a very specific thing where it's like, I don't know. I think it helps you be more goal oriented because, for example, you have the competitive scene or rankings. So it's like either you want to place better at a tournament or you want to improve your ranking or just seeing what's out there. I think it's really motivational. So it pushes you forward a lot. So in a way to help, it helps you progress in that way too because it shows you like it gives you something ahead to like look ahead for. Look ahead look ahead to, but you know what I mean. So yeah, but like these guys just pulling with themselves and to be able to pull so consistently. And I heard him talk about he calls them pro players, which I thought was kind of hilarious. Just everything players, pro player, hook player, hit player. um, yeah, so like they follow all these people and try to learn the techniques and stuff, and they're not just goofing around either, although a little bit probably more like trying to get a win on someone, but still like they're studying techniques and trying to improve. um, so yeah, overall it was just really cool to meet someone else who is very into arm wrestling, but then at the same time like I hadn't already seen at arm wrestling practice, right? So kind of reminds me of, because I think every arm wrestling fan goes through that stage where they're really into arm wrestling through the videos. They arm wrestle their friends and they try the techniques with their friends, and the techniques fucking work, right? It's awesome. So it's like it's like you have a little mini superpower, and then eventually you get to real practice and a real club. But it just reminded me of like how it was in high school for me, always trying to get my buddies to pull with me, and a lot of them wouldn't. And yeah, like because the really strong ones will have an ego, and the ones like my buddies who are just like not athletic, like into like sports, they're just like, well, you're gonna beat me, so what's the point? um so yeah, but it was definitely like, I feel like having a shared struggle gives allows you to connect with people a lot. And I'm not saying that it's like a big struggle or anything, but being involved in a niche sport and not having people to talk about it with, or not having people to practice it with, it kind of sucks. So it's really cool that they're able to develop this, and that hopefully they'll get into competitive arm wrestling. So I can feel the sport is growing a lot. And yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts for this video. Thanks for watching.